Hey YouTube, what's going on? How you doing? It's your boy Dumb Luck, and today we're going to start a new series, and the series is going to be how to get your diamond guns. And the reason I'm starting this series, just to kind of explain a little bit about it, is I've had them for a while. I go into games and I still get questions on them. I know there's a lot of videos out there, so I don't know what's going on with the questions, but I wanted to create a video so that when I go into the games and somebody asks, how did you get the diamond guns? I can just refer them to the video instead of trying to explain it out through the games. Real quick here, we're going to go through some of the challenges that you need to go through. We're going to start with the Remington R870 MCS, one of the most overpowered shotguns in the game, to me anyway. But, well, it's just my opinion anyway. But we're going to go through it, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the challenges entail. And then we're going to go through my class setups for it and some of the tips and tricks on how I was able to get the diamond guns. So to begin with, it's really easy to get to the next step. For the first stages of it, you just need to get 250 kills. That gets you to your challenges for the diamonds. I don't know how many people have looked in there, but if you take a look, it will show you up to the 250, and then the rest are blocked off. You can't see what the challenges are until you get your 250 kills. So, with the challenges, the first couple that you're going to run into are the carbon fiber, which you have to get 30 revenge medals for, the cherry blossom, which is to get 50 kills with no attachments, the art of war, which is no perks, and the Ronin, which is 5 double kills, and last but not least, the skulls, which you have to get 10 bloodthirsty medals with the R870. Now, a couple of tips or helpful hints with these. What I did is, as soon as I got my 250 kills, I immediately removed all my attachments, all my perks. I ran around with just the gun, and I believe I also threw on a tac insert, which I'll explain later so that you can kind of understand a few things with how I was able to get the kills and whatnot of that nature. The revenge medals, the cherry blossom, the art of war, and the Ronin will actually all happen at once. The skulls as well, depending, of course, on your gun skill. And since you don't have any perks, it's kind of a little bit tougher to get the bloodthirsties or attachments. But once you get into it and start using this gun, you're going to see how extremely easy it is to use. It's the easiest shotgun in the game. So, the revenge medals, the art of war, the Ronin, you'll probably all get at the same time. It's that easy. The skulls may take you a little bit longer, just depending on who you're playing against, the maps, your gun skill, and you're running around with the gun and how comfortable you are with it. With that being said, once you get those done, you'll get your gold, and from then on, you move on to the next guns until you eventually get the diamond. Now, what I wanted to do, I didn't want to stop the video here. I wanted to make sure and go through some of this stuff and let you guys know. But then, of course, I wanted to show you my setup for the gun and give you some hints on how I went through it and got these done. With the R870, I ran the long barrel and the extended mags. Now, the reason I ran the extended mags, some people might be asking, is I don't necessarily like reloading the gun. It takes a long time to reload. However, it can be done if you find a spot that you can sit down and actually take the time to reload the gun. I tend to usually try to push into people's spawns or rush around and do one of that nature. So I want to have as many bullets as possible when I go in there. Now, when you watch some other videos or whatnot of that nature, you may see people saying use the laser sight. I don't disagree with this at all. The laser sight on this gun is phenomenal. It is a hip fire gun wholeheartedly. You don't need to bring this up to aim down the sights or anything of that nature at any point in time when you're using the gun. So the laser sight, of course, is a great attachment. However, the reason that I didn't use it is this gun is so OP that you don't actually need it. You don't even have to be on target. You have to be close to the target, but you don't have to be necessarily on target. The way this gun works is it shoots out a spread of bullets. So when you fire, there's a spread of ammunition that comes out of the gun, and it's a very wide range. So you can be close to the target. You don't necessarily have to be on the target. You just have to get at least half of your bullets to hit the target, and then the target dies in a one-hit kill. It's as easy as that. So feel free to use the laser sight if you desire. Give it a try. It will help out if your gun skill is not that great, or if you're working on picking up your gun skill to be able to hit on target or something of that nature. I highly don't recommend that you use the quick draw or the reflex sight, as you don't really need to. There's no reason to pull this gun up at any point in time, as previously stated. So the extended clip was what worked out for me. Use what you like, what you feel comfortable with, and go with that. With the perks, I ran a huge perk buildup. I kind of like the old feeling like a super warrior kind of guy. So I ran with the lightweight and the ghost, typically because I like to be running around in people's spots again, and I want to be able to get to where they're at very quickly. I don't want to have to jog back to where the enemy is running to. I also ran Scavenger. The only reason I ran Scavenger is because there's not really any of the other perks that made sense to me. Fast Hands, I'm not using a secondary weapon, and I with the small maps that I'm playing, I don't necessarily feel the need to throw back grenades, as there's not any really reason to. You're past them by the time they're ready to blow up, unless you run into that one guy who cooks his grenades all the way, and then you're good to go. Cold-Blooded, it's hit and miss with Cold-Blooded. A lot of people are using Target Finder these days. If you feel comfortable using it, go ahead and use it. I didn't really find a need to it because you're moving so fast that with the cover that is available in this game, you don't really need to run it. That's just my opinion, though. If you feel comfortable running it, go ahead and run it. Toughness, you're not going to be aiming down the sights. And Hardwired, of course, if you feel like running that, you can as well. But counter UAVs and EMPs never really affect how my gameplay runs. So I would go ahead and use what you're comfortable with. For me, it was Scavenger. The third tier of perks, I went with Extreme Conditioning and Tactical Mask. Again, Extreme Conditioning is just so I can get to where they're at and move around a little bit faster. And, of course, Tac Mask. Everybody's using shock charges, and the all-famous trick of shock charge with Bouncing Betty really bothers me. So the Tac Mask lets me get past that, and, of course, I can duck underneath the Bouncing Betty once I can run through it. And in the rooms that you're running into, you're going to find a lot of these when you're using the shotgun. So the one thing that I might suggest would be, if you feel comfortable with it, you can go ahead and take off the third tier double. Just leave it as, well, I left it as Tac Mask, and then throw on a Tactical Insertion. Now, some helpful tips with this. When I was running this gun and trying to get it to the gold level, I ran mainly objective-based games because of the fact that I know where everybody's going. It makes it a lot easier to go through and get your bloodthirsties, and of course, since you know where everybody's going, the kills come up and rack up pretty quickly. There's not any kind of kill limit or anything of that nature. Hardline, Headquarters, Hardpoint, or Hardline, sorry about that, Hardpoint, Headquarters, and games such as that make it easy to figure out where everybody's going to go to. And the Tactical Insertion, once you get over to where they're spawning at, you can, of course, tac insert there, and they're just going to run to you every time. So you don't necessarily, I don't want to say camp, because camping is horrible. I don't advocate camping whatsoever, but at least it gives you the chance to rush around, and you're already halfway there. You don't have to worry about starting back in your spawn, rushing all the way back where there's absolutely nobody, and getting back to where they are at. So with that being said, I hope this helps out a little bit with you getting your diamond guns, your gold guns, your R870 up. And YouTube, please enjoy the series. We'll put these videos out as quickly as I can. And also be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe below. If you have any questions, be sure to ask, and I'll be more than happy to answer. I check the comments daily, so I will be happy to come back and help you out with whatever questions you have. And of course, YouTube, have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.